Hey everybody, it's Big D, Dave Taylor. Thanks for hanging out with us on YouTube here. We got Ron Hoon and Syleste Rodriguez coming up in 90 seconds. You better get excited.
o'clock, Ron and Syleste, Fox 10 Talks, and boy, I'm telling you, this volcano that exploded, we're getting reports of fatalities. Not only that, I mean, the plume of smoke is going tens of thousands of feet into the air, and the thing about it is, now we're getting reports, and it was apparently a very popular hiking area. Apparently the people who were killed were hiking up in this area, and now they've announced that they have closed or shut down the search and rescue efforts, because my understanding is there are other people that are still missing. By the way, this is called Mount Dakono, and it is not far from Jakarta. But they said right now we're very worried it's going to have another eruption. So if you're in the process of trying to rescue people or look for survivors, you got to make some smart decisions here. They did evacuate well over a dozen people. So, again, there are still multiple hikers missing. We got reports of 3 people dead. And there's apparently out there online, there's been some video posted that shows people just literally scrambling down the mountain as fast as they can go. Let me share, Syleste, some of the video here so you get an idea. Just over the rooftops, you can see what it looks like here. I mean, this is a massive, massive explosion. I don't really know anything about that part of the world around Jakarta, Indonesia, but I do know it's a highly populated area, and there are a lot of hikes. There are a lot of volcanoes, and apparently what they tried to do was to warn people over the last, I think, couple of years that they needed to make sure that if they were going to go hiking on that particular volcano, that they stayed away from the caldera of the volcano, actually getting too close to where the eruption would occur. So we don't know where those people were when it happened, but it had deadly results.
Oh my goodness, it is heartbreaking. It's unfortunate that you see something like this happen. You think about here in America where we have volcanoes that are not active. And you just never know when something like that is going to happen, like they're in Seattle. Yes,
right. Mount Rainier is thankfully a dormant volcano, but one of the earliest news stories I ever covered in my career was when the Mount St. Helens volcano exploded. Now, that was in 1980, so this is, 2026. We're talking about 46 years ago. But, I mean, it was life-altering. Dozens of people were killed. There was a photographer up near the volcano, and he was trying to take pictures, and then the volcano just swept over him, and that was it. There was an old guy named Harry Truman who lived in a cabin there was a lake that's been completely obliterated called Spirit Lake. And they tried to get him to get out of there, and he's like, I'm too old. I'm not leaving this mountain. She's been good to me the whole time.
And he stayed?
He stayed, and they think he was buried under almost 1,000 feet of mud.
Oh.
If you can even 1,000 feet of mud. Maybe it was closer to 500 feet, but the whole thing was just...
Wow, and his name was Harry Truman, like the president.
Correct.
Wow.
I know. He was a character.
Yeah.
Everybody loved interviewing him, but it was a sad way that it all came to an end. This is Fox 10 Talks.
Hi.
We're so glad you're hanging out with us, Syleste and I. And so here's some of the things that we have coming up for you. There is a passenger now who has released some video from the Hantavirus ship, or the Hantavirus ship. We're going to talk about that, show you some of that video. And then this crazy story, Syleste, of the dating app connection. Look, people go on dating apps every day.
Multiple times a day sometimes.
Yeah, by the thousands, and many times it works out. But it didn't work out this time because the whole thing ended with a hit and run.
Oh, it's brutal.
I mean, it's really unbelievable. And then a really important interview. Burnout is a real thing for moms. And so we're going to be talking about how to support hard-working moms. Sure, the flowers, the candy, the dinner on Sunday is all good. What can you do to support a mom in your family, or even a neighbor, somebody who just you can tell is under the strain and stress of raising kids, and do it all the time?
Yeah. It's important to do it one day out of the year. But yeah, how do you support that mom day in and day out? Maybe it's once a month, or maybe you just see her walking back into her home or apartment or townhome, and she looks like she's had a bad day. Sure. How can you help her out and support her?
I get a call from one of the moms in my family, Kelsey, who's married to my son, Jordan, just a few days ago. And I can tell on the phone she's all stressed out because Jordan and one of the kids are sick, and so she's running, and it's evening time, and she's trying to get to the pharmacy before it closes.
Yes.
And she's like, but I ordered pizza, and now it's been sitting at Domino's for almost an hour.
Oh, no.
Would you mind? And it was late. I was getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
And she's like, would you mind going to Domino's and picking up the pizza and getting it over to the family? And I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
Ask anytime. I just think there are moments like that in every mom's day,
where it's just something little like that can really help.
Yeah.
Ease kind of the burden.
Yes.
Right. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all you mamas out there. If you want to share a great story in the chat about your mother, or maybe what you like on Mother's Day, or you just want to give your mom a shout out, just put her name in the chat. Even if she's passed, or if she's here, or maybe you haven't talked to her in a while, maybe now's the time to give her a quick shout out.
Here's our poll question. There's been a lot of talk. Kamala Harris gave a big speech last night. I guess it was very well received. There have been a lot of articles in the last few weeks. Is she seriously thinking about a run? So here's your option of the poll question. And the other story, we'll hear from Shannon Bream coming up a little bit later this morning. What about Marco Rubio? There's all this presidential talk now after he had that news conference. So right now, 15%, numbers are moving around, say, yeah, she would have been a better pick than Trump. 16% are saying no. It's time for some new voices in the party. And that just changed to 17%. And then 69% are saying, I would. It would guarantee a Republican in the White House. Syleste, what do you see?
All right, let's take a look at YouTube here this morning. And here it is. Would you like to see Kamala Harris run for president again? Yes, 14%. No, it's time for some new voices, 50%. And I would. It'll guarantee a Republican in the White House, 36%.
Okay, now we move on to some of our other stories. Here's that video we promised you. This guy is on board that ill-fated ship, Syleste. He's Kasem Hatuta, and he posted it a little while ago. And, we just keep watching what's happening on board. There are still 17... There are about 150 people right now stuck on the ship.
Wow.
And that last shot that you saw about 10 seconds ago, this started all the way down by the South Pole.
Can I just say that the videos that he's posted, they're absolutely beautiful.
Sure.
Like, it makes you think, okay, well, a lot of people say, why go on a cruise ship? This is one of the things they're like, I'm not going on a cruise ship. But this is absolutely gorgeous. What an experience. And unfortunately, something like this happened.
Yeah. Well, think about it. There are so many other cruise lines. It could have happened on any cruise line. And Ty and Anita at 11 this morning have a guest coming on saying, look, the cruise ships need to do better. People need to be more aware of the risks, and there needs to be more hygienic efforts and more cleaning. And it's just the whole situation is just really, it's quite unbelievable. And then here in Arizona, we do have the one known case.
Yeah.
This was a person who were on board. I'm still not sure why the Arizonan, and there were a couple of other Americans who were let off. They were from Georgia. They're still being monitored.
They're asymptomatic, according to doctors. But, you know, Sammy G, I think you bring up a really good point. I think a lot of people are having, and maybe it's a PTSD of what we went through with COVID, but she says, you know, can we please not go into lockdown? And that is a pretty big concern. I think people may not be putting it on social media, or maybe they are, but I think people are thinking about it. But they say this is different.
Yeah.
They say this one is different. It's not like, you know, because remember the other one was airborne.
Yeah.
They say this, you have to be extremely close. Right. You have, it's human to human contact, but you have to be so very close. Right. We spoke to that doctor yesterday who said that as well.
Yeah, we've had a couple of really good guests on that for sure. And so here's what they're saying locally about any concerns that you might have.
This individual is asymptomatic, hence very, very low risk for anyone in the community.
So they'll be monitored for 42 days.
42 days.
Yes.
So they have a system in place. But like I say, it could have happened anywhere. There are plenty of cruises that go to South America, you know, and they believe that this particular virus exists in Argentina. But now you have many other countries that are scrambling to make sure they don't get outbreaks in their country.
Yes, and I think that's because there is no medication. There's no known, anything that can really help heal someone of this. And many times the doctors have said that you'll end up in the ICU and then they just monitor you. It's a respiratory illness and they can help give you medication through the IV in the ICU.
Somebody in the family yesterday was saying to me, how is it we've known about this virus for a very long time? How do we have no antivirals for this one?
Yeah.
I mean, remember when they finally came out with Paxlovid for COVID?
Yeah.
And I mean, it took a worldwide effort, but it seems like more could be done.
Maybe they're going to start working on it now.
Maybe
hopefully.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We are the good news station.
Woohoo!
We are the good news streaming show. Celeste will generally shout out a big woohoo anytime we have a good story. And generally, a fire's not a good story. But firefighters with Phoenix Fire, their job is, of course, to put out the fire. But they first got to make sure that everybody's out and they're okay. So they got out to this fire middle of the night last night, Celeste.
Look, this is the guy right there, Ron.
Yeah. And there's one of their little pets. It looks like maybe a little chihuahua.
Yeah.
They rescued 5 pets, got every one of them out of that home. The family, of course, got out right away. It was kind of a panic situation. And then they were like, oh, we're so concerned about our pets.
Oh.
And so, way to go, Phoenix Fire. 2 dogs, 3 cats, and all the humans got out of that situation last night at about 16th Street and Bell Road.
Yeah, so happy everyone made it out okay. Ron, real quick, Andrew Gomez Jr., he says, Celeste, can you send a shout out to my niece? She just had a baby this morning at 2:13 a.m. Oh, wow. 8 pounds, 15 ounces. She's a new mommy today, so thank you. And Ron, I said, what up? So.
Nice. Good. Well,
Happy Mother's Day.
From Celeste, I mean, you're already in the circle of trust.
Happy Mother's Day to Andrew's niece. Congratulations.
Okay, sure. By the way, up next, maybe they shouldn't just do reversible lanes on 7th Avenue, Celeste. Have you heard about this? You go up and down 7th.
All the time.
Now people are saying, hold on, let's make some bigger changes.
Oh.
I don't know if you're going to like this or not.
Like a bridge?
No.
Like a light rail.
It's coming up.
What it is.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one to guess here, Celeste, in about 15 minutes. It's the mystery camp. I always like a town that is on a slant.
Oh, yeah.
You see how on this one, that building right in front of you there, if you're on that sidewalk, you want to slow your roll. You could pick up some momentum and you might not stop until Main Street.
Or it would be difficult in a stick shift.
Yeah, it would.
At the stoplight.
Oh, my goodness. Have you ever driven in downtown Seattle with some of those steep hills?
I have, but not in a stick shift.
And I was, the year I graduated high school, I went to radio school.
Yeah.
And then I had to drive all the way to Olympia. Because that summer I stayed at my Uncle Buck and Aunt Lois's house.
Oh, Uncle Buck.
But trying to get up from the downtown area up to the 5 with a stick shift was the most stressful driving experience I've ever had in my whole life, Celeste.
Oh, my goodness. So I threw this in if you, what would you like for Mother's Day for all you moms out there? Thomas Fabula said, my mom loved my banana pudding. And Jennifer says, banana pudding.
Good.
Who would have thought?
Let the food chat begin in the friendliest chat online. I love it.
Yes. Paul Humphrey, thank you. He said, Happy Mommy Day to all of the moms. All right, there you go.
That's so great.
It is.
Celeste, I hope you have you're an amazing mom. I hope you have an incredible
Thank you, Ron.
day.
I appreciate that, buddy.
And don't forget, coming up a little bit later, flowers are great. Candy is great. Let's figure out ways for moms who have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah.
There are ways to support them, and people need to be thinking about that a little bit more often.
Yes, they do.
Some good ideas coming your way. But right now, let's go to the north rim of the Grand Canyon, everybody.
In terms of reservations, we are down quite a lot, and that is not just for us. That's also for other, towns that are near us as well.
Okay, so there she was speaking all about it here. This is a situation where it's finally time to get it all reopened. I'd say the majority of it reopened after that Dragon Bravo fire. And we went up to the Jacob Lake Inn. That was with Levi and Nicole.
Yes.
And they got a chance to talk to the folks there. Melinda Rich Marshall speaking to us. And they even had to evacuate there. Fortunately, it did not burn. Thank goodness. I mean, there were 70 different buildings, including the beautifully historic Grand Canyon Lodge, that were burned up. And, it's interesting. We were talking to Nicole yesterday, and I said, do you get the feeling talking to people up there that there's ever going to be any accountability for the decision that was made to just let it burn?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody had to make that decision.
Well, I think
instead of attacking it immediately, it's just miles away from being up on top of the rim.
I think the challenge is, I remember going through wildfire training in Prescott. It was like a week long or something like that. We were going through with all the other wildland firefighters, and they have a meteorologist who is actually studying the wildfires. And on a situation like this, I think what happened was they wanted to allow it to burn, but the winds shifted. And it shifted so fast that they didn't, we don't really know. I'm sure there's still the investigation ongoing, but, it challenged them. You can see it. Look at the wind blowing in those trees. Yeah. It turned so fast that it almost was too quick, and crews could not get a handle on it before it went for some of these buildings.
Well, then they got to set up a new procedure where no matter what the winds do, if it's within like a 5-mile zone of historic buildings,
that's when they should act, because you don't want something like that to happen. In this case, obviously, we lost that historic lodge.
Yeah.
But it is normal procedure to allow the fires to burn once they begin, if they begin naturally, like a prescribed burn, so to say. Yep. But tough thing, Yeah, really heartbreaking.
Okay. Celeste.
Yes.
You drive up and down 7th Avenue. Let's just do this. Last year, 2025. Pretty busy year for you and your kids.
Yes.
And Big Gear. How many times did you go up and down 7th Avenue?
Oh, gosh.
Roughly. In 1 year.
Twice a day. So I don't know.
Oh, to work. For sure.
To work, yes, but then up north on 7th, at least twice a day.
So what would you think about, what if they didn't just get rid of that one reversible lane, but they did some traffic calming in the area?
What exactly does that mean?
Well, it means that you get more sidewalk area, more walkable space, and you squeeze those lanes.
Oh, my gosh. No way.
No, seriously.
They want to create what they did on Fifth Avenue, like where they make like extra lanes for bikes and things like that.
Who's they? The
city leaders?
No, but people were talking about it at the meeting last night. We told you there was going to be a big meeting. You want to hear
Do those people have kids and have a job?
Hang on,
Do you know how long it would take me to get to
Don't call these people out. They're probably your neighbors. Here's what was getting said.
You know what? I'm going to see them at the meeting next month.
Here we go.
I would love to see traffic calming measures to make it more walkable and bikeable for people to enjoy the local businesses around the Melrose area. It's just not enjoyable to walk on the sidewalks with cars going 60 miles an hour.
Okay.
They should not be going 60 miles an hour. Let's just lay that out. But what? This would be insane. I can never see the city doing something like this.
I'm going to take the other side of this argument. I'm going to be pro-bike, pro-jogger.
I love bike lanes.
Take one lane out in each side. And you still get, what, one lane going one direction and two lanes going the other?
I am absolutely against this idea.
Fine.
Here's the thing, because look at this lane. So then you have one lane.
Yeah. No, you know what you do? You eliminate that whole center lane altogether, and then you could have two lanes going north and two lanes going south.
Then it's like you don't have a middle lane, so then you can't turn left or right. I think that'll hurt business more.
No, but then you would still have your turn at the
lights.
At that guy. He's
Only
totally
at the
fine.
lights.
There's a walker who was totally fine. He was as happy as could be.
Look at this walker. You see the woman walking in a walker across the street?
Yes, so it
happens. People walk.
Hang on, I'm trying to take the other side. I'm forgetting which side.
It's going to be difficult, Ron.
Let's do this. Let's go to Shannon Bream. We chatted with her this morning.
Save us, Shannon.
She gives us a few minutes every Friday morning, and boy, is this an interesting one. Ready? Take it away. Here's Shannon Bream, host of Fox News Sunday. Hi, Shannon.
Hello, Ron.
So once again, we see a situation. The president says we're getting close to a deal, and then Iran does something. They try to have a ship purposely run a blockade. Shots are fired. Tensions rise. It really seems like there's somebody within the Iranian power structure who does not want these two sides coming to a deal. What's the real status of what's going on?
Yeah, and that's the question. Is the group that's at the table as part of these negotiations where the president said he felt like there was good progress this week different from the group that's firing on the ships in the Strait of Hormuz? I mean, who's running Iran right now? Obviously, the administration has much more intel and inside scoop on exactly what's going on. But could there be, factions that are counterproductive to each other? The president says it is time for them to sign on to the deal and let's get going, or else he would resume, potentially, it's still on the table, the wider bombing and bigger kinetic activity we saw at the beginning of this conflict.
Well, speaking of the president back here in the U.S., he's been pushing red states to redraw their districts. After the Supreme Court ruling, it looks like more states are going to try. Shannon, what are some of the states that are in focus now? And let's say Republicans do it. They pick up another, 5 to 10 districts. Isn't this supposed to be a blue wave year? Would it really make that big a difference?
Well, and everybody thinks it will be, that you can only redistrict so much. And if you can do that, Louisiana, obviously Tennessee just did it. There's pressure on South Carolina to think about doing it. A lot of southern states, Alabama's in the mix as well. After that Supreme Court decision, I mean, long term, that could be a change of, 10, maybe even 20 seats. A lot of those can't happen this year, but some of them can with the deadlines and calendars that have happened. But remember, Virginia as well is in the mix because they flipped 4 seats, essentially red to blue. But that's been tied up in a legal debate, that referendum, and we're waiting on the Virginia Supreme Court. Any day could rule. If they rule against that referendum, that's 4 seats back into the red column. So a lot at stake there, but even Republicans believe you're going to have to do more than just redistrict. There's a lot of messaging on the economics, the Iran conflict that people aren't buying right now.
Marco Rubio held a news conference at the White House this week, Shannon. Within 24 hours, all of a sudden, the presidential talk begins. What are you hearing in Washington? Is he edging into the poll position, or is it still J.D. Vance's to lose on the Republican side?
I think you've got to say, as the sitting vice president, that he's got to be in that number one slot. But, Marco Rubio has run before and done well in the primaries and picked up a lot of steam and had some really critical endorsements. But he has said, listen, if Vance runs, I am totally supporting him. Maybe they run together. That, for a lot of Republicans around here in D.C., feels like their dream ticket. So we'll see. But, I think the vice president, he's been out there there doing a lot of domestic stuff. He has been in critical states doing more of kind of the midterm conversation. We know that he's had some differences with the president over this Iran conflict. They handle those behind closed doors, and publicly he's very supportive of the president. But this might just be a moment where, you know, what's top of message for the administration is best aligned with the Secretary of State.
And when you talk about dream tickets, I'm suddenly starting to see some talk about Kamala Harris again. What are you hearing in D.C.? Is she thinking about running?
Well, she's out there. She had a big speech last night. She's talking about, you know, the DNC. The kind of aftermath autopsy that they've got. She says it should go public. She just very much sounds like somebody who still wants to be in the mix for 28. She's never ruled it out. There are a lot of other Democrats who say, you know, you had your turn, we're the bench, we're ready to go. Yeah. But she certainly seems like she's still very interested.
Okay, so there you go, Shannon Bream. By the way, that is our poll question today. Let's update you on what's going on. Right now, oh man, people are still voting on this. I got a feeling we're going to get a lot of votes, Syleste. No, it's time for some new voices. Just went from 20 to 19%. 13% are saying she would have been better than Trump. 68% are saying, I would like to see her run again. It'll guarantee another Republican in the White House. Syleste.
We've got 841 votes right now. 14% say yes, they would like to see her run. 49% say no, and 37% say I would. It'll guarantee a Republican in the White House.
Very interesting. And now let's do this. Let's go to Big Dave, see what everybody's saying.
Hello, friends. Tons of comments on fox10phoenix.com/poll as well.
Stand by, Dave. Stand by. Stand by. We got to hit the break.
We're coming up on a break. And you, my friend, are worth waiting for.
Correct.
Well, thank
Could
you.
you check with whoever's in charge of this show and see if they could bring you back after the... Oh, well, that's you.
Yeah, it's you.
Check with yourself. Make sure you're okay. Here's what's coming up
with yourself.
After the break. Big D. Everybody sticks around for that.
And Mystery Cam, Ron.
And the Mystery Cam, and then this unbelievable story where it all started on a dating app, and then something went very wrong because the next thing you know, it's a hit and run.
Yeah, it's pretty scary stuff. So we're going to take a quick break. Let's show you the Mystery Camera on your Friday. We'll be right back.
to do it. Oh, we are having fun with the mystery camp, Celeste.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we have some really good guesses in here. Pennsylvania from Little Philosophy, Oklahoma from B and Miguel. It looks like, I believe, Arkansas from Paul Humphrey. It's either Kansas or Arkansas.
Okay.
And a Michigan from Linda Monterth, Virginia from Troy. I do see a Clam Lake, I think it's a diner here off to the far bottom right.
Is that
Brian,
right next to the old building?
Yeah, Brian here behind the scenes, he thought it was clam bake.
Yeah, which would be great.
Because that would sound delicious.
Yeah. But you know what?
I was always told a clam bake was when people were in a car and they smoked pot and rolled the windows up.
What did you call that, Dave?
Oh, hotboxing.
That's called a hotbox, Celeste. Oh. Whatever school you went to, those kids were so out of it they didn't even know what to call that type of thing.
They must have been smoking too much pot, Ron.
That's the last pot talk we'll do for a while.
Did you know it's legal now? Isn't that crazy?
But did you see some of the studies about what it's doing to people's brains?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, it's really unbelievable.
I know.
That's all for another day. Somehow I want to get back to the clam bake. Celeste, here's what's interesting.
Yes.
I did look it up. There is a clam lake. However, there's like one business along a lake, which this is a regular city.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to think about.
Do you think there's like a lake nearby that we don't see?
By the way, Troy's saying, pretty sure Ron will have been to that diner. I don't know.
Someone says, my fiance says Flagstaff. He's wrong. I say Ohio. I think it's Villain.
Okay.
Or Havala. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But that's a good guess. Okay, Ron, what's your thoughts?
Well, so
what are your
the
thoughts,
actual clam, there is a clam lake, and it's in Wisconsin.
Okay.
But a lot of people are guessing Michigan. So it's very confusing, and I'm very competitive. I hate to lose, but I think I'll go with Wisconsin.
Okay.
There's a lake called Clam Lake.
Okay.
But it's not around here.
And I'm going to go with Ohio.
Okay.
But Mr. Pavline, Ron, says, you know what? There's nothing wrong with pot, Ron.
Well, you know what? If you want to smoke it, go for it. But I'm going to bring in some of those studies.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to bring some in for us to
like
try.
Addicted to it, and you go out and drive.
Oh, that's really dangerous.
It's really bad. Anyway, go ahead.
People automatically think that you're okay when you. It's very okay. Anyway, here is your answer.
Yeah.
Cadillac, Michigan.
Oh, for goodness sakes! After all that time,
I know.
I could have just gone with Michigan.
I know. Cadillac.
That's what I've heard of that town before.
Is this where they created Cadillac, like the Cadillac factory?
No, because Cadillac is a Native American name.
Oh.
It's not. It wasn't first a car name. It was a Native American name, and so I bet you it's named for the tribe that probably had settled that area a long, long, long time ago.
Yes.
I'm betting.
And
but who knows? I'm not on pot today, by the way.
B. Miguel says that's the Cheech and Chong when he talks about pot.
Okay.
Ron, have you seen that movie Up in Smoke with Cheech and Chong?
No.
You have. Okay, there's this one scene where the cop approaches. It's one of the guys in the car.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, man. And he's like eating the pot because he's trying to get rid of it.
Okay.
And so then he's like, the cop comes up to him, but then he gets sick in the driver's seat because he ate all the pot because he's trying to get rid of it. The cop's approaching the driver's seat.
Okay.
And so then the cop's like, what's your name? And he throws up in the car and he's like, Ralph. Because he does Ralph all the pot.
Oh, man. So was that the movie when you, like in your college days, Up in Smoke? Was that the one that was super popular in college?
That one in Dazed and Confused.
Okay.
But I do have to say that, I interviewed, I think it was Cheech Mudding.
Yeah.
I interviewed him. He had a big, what a pleasant guy. Super laid back.
Yeah.
He's an artist. And he had a big display in Mesa. At I think the Mesa Art Museum.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
And he was showcasing his artwork. And I have to say, totally different from the movie. In person, he is like super laid back and what a chill guy.
Super cool.
And very talented in terms of artwork.
The movie that for my college days that everybody like there was one movie theater like 3 blocks off campus in Seattle at the University of Washington, and I swore the whole time I was going to school there it only played one movie, and people would go to the movie and they would sing along all the songs. But I didn't know that. I went on a date with Nancy Tobin.
Okay.
And so Nancy's like, you're going to love this movie. It was the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And Nancy liked it.
And she liked me.
Oh, wow.
And I thought maybe this will go places.
And it didn't.
But I'm glad it did.
Yeah, I know.
She's great, but Renee's better. Dave, are you still with us, Dave?
Hi, Dave.
I'm on every word of this conversation. It's fascinating.
By the way, when you went to USC, was there like one trendy, super hip movie that everybody had to watch?
I mean, if you're thinking of marijuana, I think it would have been Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Oh.
That was a big one for us.
Was there also a lot of pot smoking at USC?
You know, we were focused on academics.
Yeah.
Yes, of course you guys were.
and just excelling. Just
I went to ASU.
I thought you were going to say it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That was a good one.
That
I
was
watched
in
that
San
too.
Dimas.
San Dimas.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is just outside of LA. Anyway, Dave, we digress. What are people saying about the poll question?
Yeah, lots of people commenting about Kamala Harris for president. Christy Vibe says, I'm rooting for Andy Bashir to run. I like Kamala, but she doesn't have a chance at winning. Michael in Phoenix agrees, saying she won't win the primary. Daniel Castle in Lake Havasu City says, Mark Kelly is who I would vote for. Trumponomics is a joke, and I will not vote for any of the administration. And finally, Stephen Rappin says, Andy Bashir or Mark Kelly. Really interesting thoughts. Keep them coming, guys.
Okay, there's our poll question for today, and we really do appreciate everything you have to say. Okay, so let's talk a little briefly now, Syleste, about this crazy story. As far as I can tell, as long as dating apps have been around, this might be the worst outcome.
It's a wild story.
Ever. Because how did it go downhill so fast? Ready? Let's roll some of that video, and you can tell everybody about it.
All right, here it is. So this woman, this is according to police, her name's Michaela Bahay, and she's been booked on several charges, including murder. This is a crazy situation. So she's in Winslow, Arizona, in our northern Arizona region. She's behind bars and now accused of a deadly hit and run. Police say that the 30-year-old met Norris Taft on a dating app, 52 years old. So he picks her up on Saturday in this car right here. Officers say the two went out to a dispensary. We keep talking about pot here, Ron. It's like the theme of them. We're getting ready for the weekend.
I'm not even going to comment anymore.
So they went to the dispensary, because it's illegal. Back to Taft's apartment there near 16th Street in Maryland. But to Ron's point, you can make some bad decisions when you're on pot.
Yeah.
At some point, there was an argument. The suspect ran the victim over with the SUV, and then with his SUV
car.
Yeah, the black
Allegedly.
SUV. Allegedly.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yes.
His own car.
His own vehicle.
Wow.
So on Monday, she took a shuttle to Flagstaff from Sky Harbor Airport, and cops were able to track her down, and now she's been arrested.
I would like to get, I love to listen, Syleste, and read murder mysteries.
Yeah.
But as I listen to them, I think, well, if that was 20 years ago or even 100 years ago, Sherlock Holmes time, they didn't have cameras everywhere. And so I think to myself, nowadays, most of the murders that are in murder mystery books, they would solve them instantly because there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
everywhere. I mean, that was a traffic camera. You have we have them all over, Ring doorbells and businesses and surveillance footage. And body cameras are worn by officers now. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's a good tool for law enforcement, that's for sure. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to Isabella.
Okay, hey,
She's been waiting for her first appearance on the show, covering a lot of stories. What's going on, Bella?
Yeah, well, this morning, President Trump did hold a Mother's Day brunch. This was just about an hour ago. And essentially, his brunch that he hosted, it was in the Rose Garden. He started off talking about how the Rose Garden has more roses than ever. But the main point of his gathering was to honor mothers, specifically the angel mothers. These are moms who have lost their children due to killings by undocumented immigrants, as well as the Gold Star mothers, which are mothers who have lost children in military combat. So he hosted these mothers in the Rose Garden. He honored them, commemorated their strength, and then he started to go on about just how things have, according to him, improved over the last 12 months. He said that drugs coming in via the sea have gone down 97%, and then 57% 80% drugs have gone down from coming in via the southern border.
Bella?
And yeah.
Hang on just one sec. I'm going to pop up the picture of the White House. But go ahead with the rest of your story. This was all, did it all happen? Oh, it just was over, this would be over to the right where the Rose Garden is, right? Yeah, go ahead.
And he ended this Mother's Day brunch with just saying how he is working on making having families more affordable. So he said he has lowered the price of IVF, he's brought down the cost of living, and that he has lowered drug prices, and that drug prices here are now the lowest prices in the world. Those were some of the main topics he touched on this morning.
Thank you, Isabella.
Thank you, Bells.
Let's do this, Celeste.
Great job.
Let's keep Bella around.
Let's do it.
Don't go anywhere yet, Bella.
Okay.
We have a story about Gen Z.
Oh.
Ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
Yes, it is, and we love you.
We do love you.
IGN Entertainment did a study, and it shows that Gen Z has absolutely no loyalty to any streaming service.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Now, you know, we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
But YouTube is different than a streaming service. That's more like Netflix or Prime Video.
Yes.
So, Bella, do you have any streaming service that you, no matter what, would never give up?
No. I'm thankful that my parents pay for the streaming services and I hop on that with them. But the ones they've, ended the subscription, I'm like, okay, I'll find something else on a different streaming service. So I'm not loyal to any of them.
Well, here's the story. 59%, almost 60% said that they'll go to a service and then they'll unsubscribe within, like, if they want to watch 10 episodes, they'll binge it in a day and then they'll unsubscribe.
Yeah, while during the trial period, right, Bells? I'll do that.
I have done that before.
Yeah. And I think it's actually quite brilliant.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's very frugal. They're saving money. They're so expensive these days.
So expensive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have a service you would never give up, Celeste?
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm always just constantly looking for something just fun and funny.
Right.
Right. Like I'm watching Rooster right now. Bells, what are you watching right now on streaming?
I'm watching Euphoria right now.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Celeste, coming up,
Bells,
flowers are great for Mother's Day. But in our show, thanks again, Bella.
Thank you, Bells.
Thank you.
But we're going to show you or talk about how to support hardworking moms 365, because guess what? Burnout is a real thing.
It is. And so if there's something, obviously remembering mom on Mother's Day is very important to run this season. But all year long, we got to remember mom too.
That's coming up right after the break. Welcome back to Fox 10 Talks. It's Ron and Syleste hanging out with you until 11. And then Syleste, we have a great chance today to talk about Mother's Day, which we do a lot of stories on the florists.
Yes.
And on the candy and on the restaurants. But we're going to take a little bit more of a serious approach, I think, in this next interview, because it's important to do it because of the kind of the stress and the burnout and just the issues that moms, especially with younger kids, are dealing with.
That's right. So Natassia Williamson is here. And Natassia, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. You have your own practice that kind of helps specialize in helping moms cope in different ways, yes. Right? Lean in for me if you don't mind, and I'll just kind of aim that towards your lips. Tell us more about your practice and how you help moms.
So, yes, it's a family nurse. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I do family. So we support moms and families, children, older adults, for perinatal mental health and family medicine, as well as helping parents navigate pregnancy, postpartum, and then just being a parent in general.
Yeah.
I would like to hear some success stories. We're going to get into all the advice you have and some of the things that you've learned, along the way. You've been in practice for many years here, but as people have come to you, A, what are some of the biggest issues they're dealing with? And B, how do you help them with what they're dealing with?
The biggest issue, I think, is moms forget who they were before they were kids, before they had kids. Okay. So I help them find that person again. And then as they transition into the different parts of parenting, infant, toddler, preschool, middle school, high school, college, all of those different transitions. So wherever you're at in your parenting journey, if you're struggling with mental health or chronic disease management, we help you not forget who you are.
Let's start, if we can, for moms of newborns. Let's start there if we can. I think that when you have a baby, and I have 3 teenagers, but I remember feeling like, who am I? And first of all, you're sending me home with this child. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know how to care for it entirely. And I think a lot of times moms forget, like you mentioned, who they were before because we're so focused on caring for the baby. How can new moms maybe, remember who they were before that?
I would say, remember what it is that you used to like to do, your hobbies. A therapist once said, what are your hobbies? And I'm like, I don't hobbies.
I'm a mom.
Too busy. Yeah.
But then when I thought about it, I was like, I used to write. I love reading. Let's get back to those things. So finding out the things that you did prior to having a baby, and then actually scheduling that time in, like if you have to put it on your calendar.
Oh, good idea. Yeah. What about school age kids? Let's say your kids are starting to go to school, they're in elementary, middle school, and as a mom, how do you make that transition? Because a lot of times, like, our friends become the parents of our kids' friends, right?
Playdates. My kids are very big on, Mom, can we have this playdate? Can we have this playdate? And if the parents are engaged in having playdates and scheduling those times, you make those friends and you get to talk about the challenges and passing off information and tips on how to navigate certain things as the child ages. So I love playdates.
And then as your children get older, and I know this, our oldest just went off to college, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have any more time on my hands because I have 2 more at home. But, you're like, how do you remind yourself that it's okay then to kind of maybe have fun again? You have a kid in college, but you remember those days?
Yes. My college days?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do remember those too. I would say just taking that time. And for me, I tell my kids, today's a rest day.
Oh, that's good.
And they hate it. They're like, I hate rest days.
Yeah.
Like, well, I love them. Yeah. But do I really get to rest? No, because I still have to feed them. I still have to do all of the things.
Yeah.
But the expectation that we're not going somewhere, we're not doing something, I don't have to entertain you today. You have plenty of things that can entertain you. So this is my time. And then I'll sit in a corner in a book and still get interrupted, but it's a rest day.
How difficult is it if you have a non-supportive spouse, and how can you make that person, or at least, how can you make that person see what you're dealing with to try to engender some support from them?
I think we have to look at the roles that we play in our relationships and also be open and communicate about what you're feeling. That's kind of hard. My generation, we really weren't taught how to communicate. So I'm always telling my kids, how are you feeling? How did that make you feel? Like, they probably like, Mom, will you stop? I want them to be able to express that so that when they're older and they have these relationships, whether it's a partner, friendship, coworker, colleague, they are able to express what they're feeling so that we can figure it out. And then the supportive person, we like to think that they can read our minds. Yeah. And so we have to really break it down and let them know, this is how I'm feeling. These are all of the tasks that I have today. And can you help in this way? What can you help with?
I think you touched on that at the end, is asking for help. Because sometimes I think, and I'm speaking from experience, I try to do everything on my own. But the second I ask my husband for help, he's like, why don't you let me know that earlier? Why don't you tell me? I would have helped you do this. I would have gone there to do that. And now you're all stressed out. And so I think being vulnerable enough to say, I cannot do this on my own. You know, when a mom comes to you and they're feeling overwhelmed, are there moments where you also talk to their partner, or do you say, hey, maybe, you both should go see someone together? Because a lot of times our communication skills come from our own parents or our own upbringing.
I do. I recommend therapy. I recommend support groups, seeking counsel wherever you feel supported. So if it's in your religious faith, if it's in your neighborhoods, your communities, your neighbors, I would just say talk to someone and share. And then if you need that mediator because it's difficult, because how you're expressing it may not be coming out how you mean it, and if there's some misunderstandings, then I would definitely recommend you talk with someone.
Well, how can people tell us more about your practice, and how can people reach out to you?
Aurora Maternal Family Healthcare. I'm also with Postpartum Support International in PSI, Arizona. So we have a lot of resources, support groups on the website for parents to just get help with navigating that postpartum period that you talked about.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for helping us kind of reconnect, right, with our former self. Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks,
you. Natasha.
Well, her friends call her Tasha.
Yes.
And I'm about to call her Tasha. She's my friend now.
We're friends
right,
from here on out. That's excellent. Hey, by the way,
Tasha.
Moms aren't just humans. There are moms in the animal world. And this video, I'm telling people all over the world are talking about it. It came from the Melbourne Zoo in Australia. They billed it as some of the tallest moms in the world. Yeah, they're tall. You ever stood next to a full-grown giraffe in person?
And they're beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, so the story came in, and it's actually, when you look at this. Look at this mama. And little baby's like, all right, Mom, I got it. You don't have to lick me like crazy. This is from the zoo.
So sweet.
It shows Nakuru and Iris celebrating in style, nudging their little boys and eating lots of leaves.
Aww.
That's just such great video.
You might be getting a bath from the mama. She's like, come here, honey. Let me clean you up.
Yeah.
She's so sweet.
Okay, then Syleste, what's how's that song go? Something like first comes love, then comes marriage.
Then comes the baby in the baby carriage.
So let's go backwards one. And let's talk about the marriage part.
All right, let's do it.
What about, would you want to get married in the bootmobile?
Oh.
Have you heard about this?
If you actually, this would be quite an adventure.
It would. Look at this guy. And by the way, look at the license plate. Bigfoot. Now that's fantastic.
That's really cool.
This is from LL Bean, and they have created a bootmobile, and they say, send us your wedding invitation. Wow. It ends on the 15th or 14th of this month.
You better hurry up.
Just till next week. And then it says, if the stars align, we will roll up to you on your special day with the bootmobile.
That's actually pretty cool. LL Bean, they've got a great catalog.
Yes?
Yeah, they've got cool stuff and pretty reasonable for the most part.
Yeah, look at that. The boots they have over there, for example. The boots that are with the flowers and everything.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, very creative.
I mean, you can still do your church wedding, or you can do your fancy wedding, or the outdoor backyard wedding, any of those. and then have the bootmobile, and then it'll be a big old party.
And great photographs. By the way, Sunny says she's referencing the giraffe video. She goes, how my kids react when I still try to hug them.
It's true. Sad but true.
By the way, Louis Gonzalez says, I want to say happy birthday to my granddaughter, Madison, who will be turning 15 on Sunday.
Nice. Happy birthday, Madison.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Okay. Jennifer says, why isn't he wearing the boots?
Good point.
That would be a tie-in for sure.
Now they have the totes.
Right. Now I'm looking at it and I'm like, that looks like one of those old trucks, and they just retrofitted it. Last story, Celeste, and it has to do with your story of the day, which is always amazing at 6:45.
Thank you, Ronald.
And it's portion sizes. Apparently, one of the top execs went on a podcast and somebody asked about portion sizes, and he said, look, just ask for more.
Yeah, like
if you're in there, if you're not happy, ask for more.
If they give you chicken or steak or something like that and it's not enough, just, hey, would you mind putting a little bit more in there? Do you mind like adding a little bit more beans or rice or salsa or cheese? He says, just ask for a little bit more. It sparked the whole Chipotle camera trick challenge 2024. That's when that happened. Somebody was like recording some of the people working there. And he's like, no, don't be offended if you don't get enough of what you need. Just ask for a little bit more, because sometimes, and do you find this, different Chipotles, they fill your bowl.
Oh, differently. I know.
So I always go back to the one that gives me a little bit more.
Well, I told the story. I was at the one in Payson, and the guy in front of me got one. It was as big as a balloon. I'm not kidding. It was like this big. It was kind of roundish instead of like more burrito-like.
Yeah.
And so I said, I want that.
Double up the tortillas, what I told you, Ron.
Yeah.
They'll ask them, say, can I get 2 tortillas? Then they'll make it almost like a double burrito.
They will charge you extra for the meat, but they won't if you want a few more beans.
No,
right?
or rice.
Or veggies.
Or I love extra cheese.
Good.
So good.
So you gotta, if you want it, you gotta ask. That's the takeaway.
So true. Happy Mother's Day to everyone as we wrap up the show here on a Friday for you with this gorgeous shot. Ron, where are we?
Could be Michigan. Could be Illinois.
Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you Monday. Hi, how are you? You look so good. What are you guys talking about?
Happy Friday, everyone. We're going to keep things rolling here on Fox 10 Talks now at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Jam-packed show.
We sure do.
We have a lot of topics to talk about. The first one is the Hantavirus.
Yeah.
I always say when we have big stories, there's an Arizona connection. And absolutely, we had one passenger on that cruise ship who is from Arizona.
Yeah, so the health department here in Arizona monitoring that person. They say right now that person is asymptomatic. But again, they're going to continue to check in with that particular guest, I should say, of that cruise ship just to make sure that they, in fact, are doing okay. But this is kind of a wild story, has a lot of people talking, and obviously has a lot of people concerned about the spread of hantavirus, what hantavirus is, especially this Andes strain, which is now seeing person-to-person transmission.
Which we hadn't seen before.
No.
And we have heard of, we had seen cases of hantavirus here in Arizona previously, but this is that different strain that we're very concerned about. So we want to get to our first guest and talk a little bit about the basics and then what we need to be concerned about, what we shouldn't be concerned about.
Yeah, so we have Rayne Guest is joining us this morning. Rayne, can you just give us your title for us this morning?
Yeah, my name is Rayne Guest, and I'm a health and safety infection specialist, and I'm also the CEO and founder of AeroClean.
Well, let's get right to it then. What is this hantavirus, and do we have another COVID-19 on our hands?
So hantavirus is an enveloped virus. They're fairly easy to kill. I wouldn't say we have another COVID on our hands, as this one is not as easy to transmit, but this is prime time right now. It's a great opportunity for our public health officials, CDC, WHO, to use this as an opportunity to let people know old school methods that they can be aware of to kill viruses. Because what we need to be doing, instead of just focused on the contact tracing that everybody's talking about right now, we need to actually be talking about how to kill these germs. Right now, we're all basically living and, commuting in big petri dishes, right? Classrooms, cruise ships, airports, a lot of people in a tight space. So we need to be making sure that we are doing the 3 pillars of infection prevention. We need to have good hand hygiene, right? We need to be washing our hands frequently. We need to use good surface disinfectants, and disinfectants are pesticides, so we need to be aware that a lot of them take 10 minutes to work, and a lot of them have health hazards, so we need to be using them properly. And then, obviously, keeping our immune systems healthy is another way that we can help prevent the spread of these illnesses.
Sure. Obviously, folks like to compare this to COVID-19 because obviously that is what we're very familiar with. We learned a lot just as laymen's about the spread of COVID-19. So you kind of mentioned it. The same things going forward is with what's happening with this hantavirus. But I think folks can try to make comparisons to COVID-19, but I think it's also important to note that they are very, very different.
Well, so COVID-19 is a respiratory illness, right? Whereas hantavirus, it does affect your pulmonary system, but it's not a respiratory virus in the same way. So yes, we need to be conscientious of disinfection. We need to be conscientious of our hygiene and whatnot, but it's not going to spread the way COVID, the way flu, the way RSV, the way these other pathogens spread that we know of right now. Pathogens, they do mutate, right? So that could change down the road. But right now, just good hygiene is probably the number one key. And also using disinfectants that don't cause more harm than good. You really want to try to focus on maybe hypochlorous acid-based products, which actually mimic our own immune system. So you can use them without causing any extra respiratory harm.
Okay, so we're at tail end, I would say, of the flu season going into summer, depending on where you live. But we have the COVID-19, we have flu, other illnesses. What are the differences then if you start getting symptoms? Obviously, you have to be exposed to the hantavirus, so you'd hopefully get that information. But there's so much out there. How do you know what it is that you'd possibly be dealing with?
Well, I don't think anybody's really going to know right off the bat, right? If you have muscle aches, if you feel fatigued, all these things, those are indicative of a lot of illnesses. So I think the key is if you don't feel well, then you probably, don't want to be around a lot of people. You don't want to be traveling, right? You just want to have normal precautions. You want to just be smart about it.
Sure. Rayne, give us more information about your company if folks want to get more information about what you do.
Yeah, so please visit us at ArrowClean, ARROWCLEAN.com. We actually make we have a device, a patented system that makes a patented one-step healthcare grade disinfectant. The ingredients of it, it's 98.9% water and 0.02% hypochlorous acid. And hypochlorous acid is actually what our white blood cells produce to fight pathogens. So if you'd like to learn how you can get that and make it available, kills a wide range of pathogens in a very short amount of time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the info. We'll make sure everyone gets the link.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, switching gears here. It seems that protein, everybody's talking about protein. Everything has like a little thing that says more protein.
Protein drink. You can buy protein
drinks.
Water now.
Protein water. I bought it.
It's awful.
Not good. It's real
like
thick.
That?
It's not great.
It's thick?
Yeah, it's like no, it's not
like
good.
Like water is thick?
Yeah.
Like a syrup almost.
It's not water. It's not good. But now everybody's talking about fiber. Fiber is the new buzzword. So what is fiber?
Do for you?
How much are we supposed to be having? What are you laughing at?
I don't know.
No? That's why we brought in the expert. You know her. You love her.
Guess who's back?
Back again.
JD's back.
Tell a friend.
We practiced that. Can you tell?
We did.
That was pretty good.
We did
really better in practice, though, JD.
I love it.
What does fiber do for your body?
So fiber is going to create a healthy microbiome, the connection between your gut and your brain that helps with anxiety, depression. It also helps lower cholesterol because there's two types of fiber. Soluble fiber, which is sticky. It helps collect the bad cholesterol that's in our blood and discard of it, as well as insoluble fiber, which helps us eliminate.
You know, I think when I hear about fiber, that's what I personally think of is elimination. I mean, you're thinking about like eat your fiber so that everything's regular, but there's more to it. I had no idea that it would affect cholesterol in your gut.
Yeah.
Like that.
So like the healthy plants, right? So plants give us different types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. So that's fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Those are the fibers we're talking about. Nuts and seeds as well. And beans. Sorry, I can keep going. But the plant-based fiber is going to not only keep us satiated, but it is going to help our gut microbiome be in the latest, hottest research of what fiber is actually doing for our body and our immune system. So you can think of fiber as like the plumbing under the foundation, right? And the foundation, protein being a hype and a trendy thing too, is the home itself, right? It's what's going to grow, maintain, and repair the structure of the home. So we need both.
And I had read somewhere that people aren't actually getting enough fiber in their diet.
Facts.
So if you don't have enough fiber, what are some of the side effects of not having enough fiber?
One side effect we know all too well is constipation.
Yeah.
And another one is anxiety, depression. There are some mental relativity of if your gut microbiome is not, because 95% of your serotonin is made in your gut. So the flora,
and
the
serotonin
bacteria,
is your feel good.
Yeah, it's what that
that
life
feel good chemical. Is that what you call
absolutely.
it? Or?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So when you have when you're getting enough fiber, so for a woman, usually, let's say, anyone that weighs 150 or less, an adult, is going to seek out 25 grams a day from real whole foods sources over some kind of like supplemental fiber source,
like Metamucil.
Correct. Now that is a viable choice, but as a dietitian, I'm obviously going to look at food
Go
first.
with the real stuff.
Like, let's eat colorful things again.
Carrots.
Any type of fruit or vegetable.
A bunch of snacks. Carrots.
Yeah, any type of bean, legume, nuts or seeds, and as well as your starchy carbohydrates like oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat pasta. If you're buying like store-bought bread, you want to look for fiber to contain at least 2 grams or more per serving. But warning, there are a lot of packaged products that bump the fiber because it's trending, and if you get too much fiber, that can also bind you and constipate you.
How do they bump the fiber? What are they putting in there?
They put in supplemental sources like the Metamucil forms, and into the products. Like I've seen tortillas that have 18 grams of fiber, and I'm like, more, maybe not
Too much.
It's too much. You can have too much, too fast, and it can do the opposite effect. So if we think more about our whole food sources once again, then we come back to the truth of enough little by little all day long instead of trying to cram it all in at one time. And the same for protein.
The other thing I was going to ask you too is we did a story not too long ago, and they were talking about don't peel your potatoes because that skin has valuable fiber.
It does.
So those are some things people should be watching out for too as well, because you can kind of get your fiber in many different ways.
You can, and that is an excellent way because really the magical nutrients of food lives right under the skin of things and at the core, where people don't usually eat, like the core of the apple and so on. However, I will say it's all about preference too.
Sure.
That if someone's like, ugh, I'm not doing skins, I'm like, okay, don't do the skins. Do the potato though. So you have to make, you have to negotiate to an extent of like, what are you willing to do? But let's come back to our whole food sources. Let's include plant-based sources and animal sources if you so should choose, and get the protein and the fiber simultaneously. So optimally, you would be thinking, can I get a protein and a fibrous, colorful, or grain choice at every single meal?
We have about a minute left. How do you find that balance? How do you find that optimal protein fiber balance?
Yeah. So I teach a template called just protein, fiber, color. So if you think of fiber, it could be fruit or vegetable or grain, and then the protein is your anchor. Protein is going to be meat, fish, poultry, eggs, or dairy sources. Can also be tofu, edamame, beans. These are optional as well. And then your carb like fiber is going to be a carbohydrate like oatmeal, rice, quinoa, and so on. And color is fruit or vegetable. So as you sit down to make a meal, try to aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein. That's about 5 or 6 ounces of meat, fish, or poultry, or a cup of yogurt. Okay. And you have your fibrous carbohydrate or colorful fibrous source with it. Pair it together. They're magical together.
Okay. JD, we've got about 25 seconds left. If folks want to get more information about what you do, how do they get a hold of you?
You can reach me on Instagram. I am JD the RD Nutrition. That's my handle. And I'm also at Banner Sports Medicine in Scottsdale.
Wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, your Instagram is great. I watch it every day.
I do too.
Thank you.
Get that fiber in. We'll be right back. right, welcome back. We're going to keep things rolling here at 11 o'clock, and 2 new guests joining us here at the round table. And this is going to be really interesting, you guys. We keep talking about how AI is kind of changing the world. It's changing the dental world too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that you think about and talk about. So we have the Associate Dean at ASU, Kristen Will, and Barb Kozuh. You are with Delta Dental. Yes. So tell us a little bit about this Smile AI, what this is all about, and how AI is going to affect the future of dental care.
And how you guys came together.
Absolutely. How about I start and tell us how we came together? So with
Barb.
Delta Dental of Arizona Foundation, we're focused on integrating having medical dental integration because they've been so siloed in the past. So we would like to have the future providers, medical providers, understand a lot more about oral health and how it impacts overall health of your body and how it impacts actually everything.
Everything, yeah.
So got together with ASU and said, hey, in your new medical school, can there be more curriculum on oral health? So we partnered with this, and one of the ways that they're delivering that is through AI.
Pretty incredible.
That is so cool.
Absolutely. It's been such an exciting adventure. Barb and I have been on this adventure for over a year now, and we're so delighted and just excited and pleased to partner with Delta Dental of Arizona to deliver a really innovative and novel oral health curriculum into our new medical school, which is also new and novel in that we're merging the disciplines of both medicine and engineering.
Oh, wow.
And so we knew that we could do this very cool and differently, and that's what we expect to do. So we'll be running the students through a series of case presentations, but in the cases, we'll actually have live, culturally relevant, AI-generated avatars that will represent real patient stories, and we really want to emphasize that we're looking at the human side of medicine, not just the technical side.
Sure.
And so these avatars actually allow us to have our students interact and take a history and talk to a patient experiencing a true dental emergency or an oral health issue. And we, like Delta Dental, really embrace the fact that oral health is health. Oral health is beyond even the disease process, as it represents other aspects of health that are important to us.
Talk a little bit about how this program works, because when I think avatar, do you think like a picture maybe or something like that? So what what are the students going to see, and how is it that they're getting that human, I guess, emotion and that care for the patient?
Absolutely. We've been able to replicate and digitally twin you, me, Barb, and it will look and feel very real. And the patients will be able, the students will be able to interact with patients and or clients that will really personify a real patient, a real person.
So it'll be like they're actually doing an exam or a procedure
the
on this avatar?
technology isn't there yet to do the actual exam or procedures, although we're
close.
We're close. I'm sure you are.
You know, at ASU we don't sit still.
No.
But the actual, I think the humanistic part, the interview part, getting the patient's story, having them relay that information really feels real. And so we've been able to embrace that and work with that in our augmented intelligence.
Yeah.
They're putting on a headset, yes, and interacting that way.
They can do that way, and or they can do it just via desktop as well, which is also very cool. Very cool.
You know, it's kind of interesting because you mentioned it, but I mean, I didn't really realize this until we actually had a dentist on one time talking about how, you think your teeth are just here and that's all they do, but they can really affect a heart. I mean, all sorts of diabetes.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize that, and I think this is such an important kind of partnership that you guys are creating, because this really could open up doors to these students being able to potentially diagnose some other issues that are deep down inside.
Absolutely. And oral health is systemic health. It's our overall health. A lot of times, oral health represents also other health issues, a lack of access to care, lack of proper nutrition and food. And so it's a lot more than just, what's going on in the mouth, but it definitely has ramifications for other systemic disease. And so we really want to embrace that and teach our medical students and future providers. You also mentioned the interdisciplinary aspects, and that's really important to us as we teach our future medical students.
Yeah. Speaking of future medical students, I think that a lot of them probably going into schools are now expecting the AI aspect, and that would attract more students, and therefore we'll see more dentists in the Arizona area, because as we continue to grow, we'll have better health care then.
We certainly hope so, and we have predicted that we even just by teaching our 36 medical students who start this fall, that we can impact with just that class and just this 2-year investment over 70,000 patients.
Oh, wow.
So we're really excited about that.
That's a huge impact that you guys are doing. Give us more information if folks want to get more information about what you guys do at Delta Dental.
Well, you can go to our website, deltadentalaz.com, and the work of the foundation and Delta Dental is to increase this access to care for all patients in all areas of Arizona. So the more that we can get physicians out into rural communities, to be able to see as many people as possible and help their access getting that care. That's what we're focusing on.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you both. Very interesting.
We're just looking at that video too. There they are, kind of all coming together. So it's very cool to see.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for coming in. We appreciate it.
AI with school, who would have thought it?
I know,
I mean, we were just talking about Chat GPT and all of that, so that's pretty cool. Okay, we have one more guest for you guys before we wrap it up on this Friday. We want to introduce you to Beth, and I don't want to say your last name incorrectly, Fiorenza.
Correct.
Oh, look, you got it right.
Thank you.
It's all vowels.
Thank you.
Beth, give us your title and who are you with?
I'm Beth Fiorenza. I'm Executive Director of Nourish Phoenix here in the Valley.
For people that don't know what Nourish Phoenix is all about, tell us what you guys do.
We're a nonprofit. We have a food bank, a clothing closet, a job and resource center, and today we're doing Mother's Day purses stuffed with goodies.
I love this.
So important, because the moms out there, oftentimes when they're in situations where they need to go to Nourish Phoenix for a little bit of help, don't put themselves first.
Right.
So they may not have a nice handbag. They may not have a bag with all those goodies for themselves.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We serve a lot of families who are in need. So as you know, with what's going on with SNAP and it just expenses in the Valley, there's a lot of people that need the extra support.
Sure.
And that's what we're there to provide. But this is just a way of doing it in a joyful way that's fun, and the moms love it and we love it. And,
I bet.
Yeah.
Beth, have you done this before for Mother's Day?
Yeah, we've been doing it for about 5 years now.
How did it get started? What made you think, hey, let's give moms some handbags?
We have a clothing store or a clothing closet, and a lot of people donate the handbags. And we do hygiene kits, so we just started putting hygiene in a handbag. And so we said, well, we should do this for Mother's Day. And today we're going to give out probably 600 purses today.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, 600?
How do you put 600 of these kits? Are they filled?
Volunteers?
They're filled.
Can we open them and show what they have inside?
Yeah, so they are filled with not only hygiene, but makeup, nails.
But you know what, though? When moms are looking for jobs, they want to look their best. They want to feel their best.
Yeah. So it just makes everybody feel a little bit special. And
that is nice.
Takes away your worries for a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
That's fantastic. What is it like? You mentioned you've done this for 5 years with these moms getting these bags. What is their reaction when they get a handbag that's new to them, stuffed with all of these goodies?
It's just such you see the smiles and just the joy, and everybody's just happy and walking around with their new purse. And so it's just an extra special little thing that we do.
Beth, you must have a fun job, because you do get to put smiles on a lot of people's faces and change lives.
Yeah, what we do is so rewarding, but it's so needed in the community with the families that we serve in all aspects, with the food, with the Job Resource Center. We're starting a health and wellness center as well in our upstairs. So that's another segment. But we do a variety of things just to help families and make sure that they're living their full life.
Can we talk a little bit about the current need? You mentioned the SNAP benefits, and just where are we with the way the economy is, with the way prices are, gas prices, crazy. Food prices, went up. Did they ever really come down? That does affect everybody.
Yeah, it affects everybody. If you think about those working minimum wage, maybe they're working paycheck to paycheck. They're just not able to make all the expenses. The utilities, summer's coming, and just everything is higher right now, everything, food, gas, housing, I mean, you name it. So what we do, what the nonprofits do is so important to the families that we serve. Sure. And you're only going to see more government programs getting cut. Right?
Are you seeing more people coming? Have you been seeing, like, when did you start seeing the increase, and what are people saying to you?
They're worried. They're worried. They're worried they're not going to be able to pay the next bill, and they're worried that they're not going to be able to put food on the table with SNAP benefits being cut and more requirements. And those are also coming from Medicaid and Section 8 housing and some other government programs as well. So we are seeing more people. We've started seeing more probably about a month ago. And so as this happens, I think we're going to see more and more at our food banks and our food pantries.
On the other side, though, I was going to ask you, is it hard? You obviously are a nonprofit, so you depend on the donations of the public. Are you finding it hard that more people are not donating as much now, too?
Well, I mean, we try to get the word out. People are donating, so that's the good news. Yeah. I mean, I think that people are realizing the need, and Arizona, Phoenix, people come together. When they see a need, they step up. And that's why I love our community. Hopefully it's not all the time, but when there is a need, we really see the community step up, and we see our donors, our individuals that give. We have 15 to 30 volunteers a day at our facility. So there's people that realize the need, and they are giving, but we always need it. We always need donations. That's how we survive.
I love it.
We have about a minute left. How do people, volunteer? How do they get a hold of you? They need a little help. And how do they come participate in the giveaway?
Yeah. Moms can come today for purses. We probably will have some on Monday as well. We'll have some left over because we have about 600. Volunteer with us. You can visit our website at nourishphx.org. And you can just go on there and register and sign up for a day. Most of our shifts are Monday through Friday. And then we also always like to thank the community for what they do.
Yeah. And thanks for what you do, by the way, because you are really helping a lot of people in a big way. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Really cool organization.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
And everyone have a great, happy Mother's Day. Be safe.
Yeah, have a great weekend. We will see you back here bright and early Monday morning. Have a good one, everyone. That was awesome.
It's 11:30. And we are welcoming Annalisa to the great big microphone today.
Hello,
First time at 11:30.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. What a good Friday.
Yeah, no kidding. So this is a view. This is the way we kind of roll out 11:30. Downtown Phoenix, warming up. We're going to be 100 today, and then it's going to be getting warmer over the next few days. And then our buddy Dean Fazzini always lines up another camera for us somewhere in this great big country of ours. And look at that. Look, life right along the lazy river.
Beautiful.
It is.
It'll be nice to have a river.
It would be nice. Yeah.
When it gets so hot this weekend.
You know what's funny is when I moved here, they were talking about this whole Rio Salado project, which is the Tempe Town Lake. Mm-hmm. And it all came up as an idea in a class at ASU, I think like back in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, because it was just a great big old ditch.
Yeah.
It didn't look good at all. And all of the development, the restaurants and the high rises, none of that was there.
Wow.
And I wondered to myself if it was ever going to get built. So now we actually have a lake.
Yes.
Yeah. And we have a river, the Salt River.
With horses, I've been told I need to go out there.
Oh, way out there, yes, to see the wild horses.
Yeah.
Okay, so Annalisa, just introduce yourself to all of our loyal Fox 10 Talks viewers here.
Hello. I'm
Yeah.
so excited to be here. I am the new weekend morning anchor.
Very
along
excited.
with I work with Steve Nielsen on the weekends,
Yeah.
report Wednesday, Thursday, Friday during the mornings.
He's a super fun guy, by the way.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, before here was Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
And then where were you before that?
Rochester, Minnesota was my first market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Home of the Mayo Clinic.
Home of the Mayo Clinic.
I bet you were doing stories there weekly.
We did so many Mayo Clinic stories. I mean, they're the pillar in that community.
Yes, of
But I
course,
keep telling
right.
myself, if I could do that Rochester, Minnesota winter, I can do this Arizona summer.
That
and that's
would
what I
be
keep thinking
perfect.
about
Okay.
with these triple digits.
Maybe you'll be the first person in our business to figure out how to be a snowbird.
Oh,
like
there you
6
go.
months here when the weather's the best in America in the winter, and then go somewhere else in the summertime and keep doing that. Would be hard.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work. Anyway, you know, one thing we love the fact that it's Stamp Out Hunger Day, USA. And it seems to me, Annalisa, that it is... we really embrace this here in the Metro Phoenix area. I mean, we got 5 million people living here and so many people with good hearts. It's a national effort that's run through your Postal Service employees. And all they ask is that you leave a bag of food, obviously non-perishable, in a bag right next to your mailbox. And then they're going to stamp out hunger. The actual food drive is going to be tomorrow.
Okay.
Saturday going to be a little bit more mellow. It'll still help them to kind of get through their schedule and be picking up these non-perishable food items. And it's going to help St. Mary's Food Bank by a ton.
Wow. Oh, I'm sure. And if you're already, they're already making this rounds to pick up the mail.
Yeah.
Picking up a little bit of food as well.
Sure.
Makes sense.
So across the USA, 40 million pounds of food was collected in one day.
Wow.
Across the country last year. And I thought I saw somewhere that we did 1 million pounds of that.
Yeah, in Arizona.
40 million. So, I mean, that we're just 1 out of 50 states, but we outpunched our weight, I guess you could say. So that's really cool. And I'm so glad about it. And then the other thing we're going to talk about, by the way, we got a cool interview coming up in about 1 minute here. If you are a fan of the World Cup, wait till you hear what we got to talk about here. But did just want to update you. We started the week with the update on the Hazen fire, and they've got it knocked down. But now we're dealing with a whole new one, the Horseshoe Fire.
Yes. Yeah, the Horseshoe Fire. Definitely that time of year, that wildfire season, starting up with that heat and dry conditions.
Yeah, and the winds. So it is just, it's bone dry. We're living in a drought right now, and they are doing their best to try to get a handle on it. But if you're anywhere up in the North Scottsdale area, Rio Verde, Fountain Hills, you're seeing all that smoke. Now you know what it's all about. Okay, let's bring on Brian, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Here he is, everybody. Brian Bortkowski. He's a big wig at Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like the biggest of the big wigs, Brian? What's the situation?
I don't know about that.
But You are the direct-to-consumer chief marketing officer. What does that mean?
That means I lead all of marketing for what we call direct-to-consumer, which is primarily consists of Fox One, which is our new streaming service that we launched in August of last year. But direct-to-consumer encompasses how we communicate directly with all of our customers across the Fox ecosystem. So not just within Fox One, but Fox Sports, Fox News, etc.
That's so great because it's basically what we're doing on this show.
Yeah.
I mean, we are, through our general manager, Mike Lewis, he came up with this whole concept. He's like, we're going to put you on YouTube, and it's going to be totally interactive. Mm-hmm. You literally, minute by minute, can interact with the viewers while the show's on the air. That's about as direct-to-consumer as you get.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about what there's this concept coming up for the upcoming World Cup that I just love this idea. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously the World Cup is coming up in just a few weeks. We'll have, Fox has exclusive rights to the World Cup this year. We'll be streaming all 104 matches in 4K on Fox One. So super exciting time for us. I think 87 million Americans have expressed interest in watching the World Cup this year. So it's just a massive cultural moment. And we wanted to do something special for the fans, because this is not just so much about the sport, but it's really about the fans and about the cultural moment. So we decided to do something a little bit out of the box and hire someone to watch every minute of the World Cup. And there's no better place to do it than inside a glass cube in the middle of Times Square, so everyone can watch you at the same time.
Yeah, no kidding. Now, what if you want food, though? I mean, is somebody going to be standing by
What are the logistics here?
For your every whim?
I think we've had actually a lot of interest from many of our partners that want to participate. So there'll be a lot more to come here, but you'll see food being delivered, coffee, all of the things. So we'll make sure they're well fed. That's for sure.
Well, Brian, I'm curious. Obviously, someone who loves sports, someone who loves soccer is a great candidate for this. But what else are you guys looking for?
Yeah, look, we're not looking for the biggest soccer expert in the world. Really, we're looking for the biggest fan in the world. So, the way that you apply is to go and update your Indeed profile and make sure you make it discoverable so we can actually find you and see who you are. But don't be afraid to tell us all about your creative content building skills. And then post the video on social media and with hashtag Chief World Cup Watcher. So we're really just looking for someone with personality and the world's biggest fan.
Wow, that sounds so great. Now, does it help if you have a good social media following?
Oh, it certainly helps for sure. I mean, if you have a social media following and you're used to creating content, then all the better. But it's not a prerequisite, but it certainly helps in this situation.
Yeah, and just to be clear, this is 104 matches spanning 39 days. That is a big commitment.
That is a big commitment, for sure. And for that commitment, we're going to pay this person $50,000, which I think is super special.
Can you imagine, A, you love soccer.
Mm-hmm.
B, you always get excited when the World Cup rolls around. And you can make $50,000 for watching every game. I mean, it's a concept that I think people are going to be all over. Are you already starting to get some feedback on it?
Oh, we already are. If you go on Instagram and just search for hashtag Chief World Cup Watcher, you'll see a lot of the videos that have already been submitted. I think there's a couple hundred already. I know we have thousands of profiles being updated on Indeed. So tons of interest, tons of press, thanks to people like yourselves. So really happy that the word's getting out there. It's taking on a life of its own, and excited to see it come to life in the middle of Times Square.
It also seems to me that it just ties into Fox's commitment to cover the biggest sports stories and the biggest sporting events in the world, and especially in the United States.
Yeah, and this is the first time that the World Cup is going to be on U.S. soil, or in 32 years, first time in 32 years. So that's extra special. The first World Cup to be hosted in 3 different countries across 16 cities. So there's really been nothing like it. So when you think of the biggest sports moments out there, It doesn't get much bigger than this. I mean, we joke about it's basically 104 Super Bowls throughout over the course of 39 days. So it's going to be pretty incredible.
Could you see the concept taking on a life of its own for future sporting events that Fox might be involved with in the coming years?
Yeah, look, we'll see how this one goes. We're always looking for interesting ways to engage our fans and engage our subscribers and provide a unique experience. We think Fox One provides a very unique and premium viewing experience. We'll have a lot of really cool product features that we're rolling out for the World Cup that's really going to enhance how the viewer watches each match. So, you know, in that same promise to underneath our brand, we'll always try to bring a better experience to our customers, and things like this are just one example of how, and we'll certainly continue to build on this and look for other ways to do it also.
It's really great. Okay. Yeah, you'll get a lot of folks from Arizona now who are going to be jumping on board.
I'm sure. And I
love it.
I bet there's going to be a lot of people who, if they're not the person in the chair watching the games, they're going to want to get involved somehow and come visit or something.
Right.
To just watch that person watching the games, truly.
Yeah. You know what
deliver food.
You know what my grandkids like to watch? They like to watch videos of other people playing video games.
Yeah,
this is a thing now.
It is
right?
a thing. Yeah, you watch. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not the most expert on this, but you want to watch their strategy and how they do that video game, you know?
Yeah, so people, will it be live streamed? I guess we should have found out about that. Is that part of it all?
We will have cameras throughout. We're going to cut to it from the live broadcast within the World Cup, so there'll be a lot of coverage for sure.
Okay, that's great. All right, well, we appreciate your time, Brian.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good luck. It's going to take off for sure. Okay, sounds like social media is a great way to find out about it and really get involved.
Yeah, and to show what you can do with your social media, because it sounds like they want some of that content, so it'll be good.
Yeah. Okay, break time. Mystery Cam, here you go. Where do you think this is, you guys? Join the conversation online with your chat, guesses, and good morning. Okay, let's take a look on Elisa. We're getting some good guesses here.
Alabama, Arkansas,
Georgia, Kentucky, all the great states. Low philosophy with Kentucky. Jennifer saying Georgia. Louie out there in Pima, Arizona, is saying Arkansas. And Brandon, I think Brandon's here in town. I don't think I've ever asked him that, but he's so loyal to our show. He's saying, give me Alabama for the win. So, do you want to give us a guess yourself?
I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to find identifying landmarks.
It's tough on this one, right?
This one's tough.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a good guess.
I am going to go with Brandon. I'm going to go Bama. I don't know why, except that it kind of looks flat like Alabama is. Except, my wife grew up in the northern part of Alabama, up around Huntsville. Her dad was working on the moonshot. Yeah. He was an engineer for Boeing on the Saturn V rockets. And so we've been there to explore. It's really beautiful and way more kind of hill country. So I'm going to go in the middle part or southern part of Bama.
All right. Well, I'll do the honors.
Here we go, everybody.
Oh my gosh. I've actually been here.
Good.
Greenville, North Carolina.
Really?
There we go.
That's Greenville?
I feel like it's almost along what you were saying, though.
Yeah.
Some flat parts. Although now that I think about it, it actually wasn't Greenville. I was in Greensboro.
Oh.
So I take it back.
Yeah. That's great. My son and his wife and the grandkids lived in South Carolina for a couple of years.
Oh, nice.
And they loved it. It's super cool. Okay, so we have this really cool segment coming up for you in about 2 minutes. But first, we just thought we'd walk you through the poll question. Kamala Harris gave a big speech last night, went over very well. And there have been a number of articles about her possibly dipping her toe back in the water. This is happening at the same time that Marco Rubio is getting some presidential buzz.
Interesting.
Coming out of what was, he had a pretty good news conference. I mean, he can speak right off the top of his head about all these different issues. Anyway, Kamala Harris, do you want to see her run for president again? 10% are saying, yeah, she would have been better than Trump. 17% are saying, no, it's time for some new voices in the party. And 73% are saying, I would like to see that. It'll guarantee a Republican in the White House. How about on YouTube, Annalisa? How are those numbers looking?
All right. It looks like, a little bit different here. So here it's about 14% saying yes, she would have been so much better than Trump. 49%, which is the leader on this poll, says no, it's time for some new voices in the Democratic Party. And then 37% saying I would because it would guarantee a Republican. So a little bit different than what we're seeing from our viewers on TV.
And up there in the upper left, you can see 1.9K votes already. Already almost 2,000 people want their opinions known. And some people comment about it, and then they go straight to Dave and say, get my word out to the public.
A lot of people commented on this post. Brian Heyman, 7971, says he'd prefer Mark Kelly or James Tallarico. Pixie1X says, I would like to see Kamala have the top job at the DOJ, Attorney General of the United States. That's when the truth will be revealed. Ben Lontine says Democrats will lose again if they run Harris. Mr. Antift says she would be really better than what we have now, but that's a low bar. Patty Smith, 17V, says, I like Kamala. Not sure she's my eventual pick, but she should put herself out there and we'll see. And finally, Maria Costello says, love her. Voted for her last time around, but I hope she doesn't run. Really interesting comments. Keep them up, guys. We love hearing from you.
Wow, didn't see that last one coming. All right, Big D, thanks very much. All right, time for us finally now to get to the interview with Shelby.
Yes, we have Shelby Matthews here, a mom influencer. Is that right? That is how we... Yes, okay. Tell us a little bit. So you have AZ Family Guide. Tell us a little bit about how this started.
So it started as just our family. We moved to Arizona and just started traveling around everywhere and exploring. And we realized how, useful the information was. There's so many families, Arizona is expanding so rapidly, and there's people moving here from all over, and so they're looking for new places to explore with their kids. So we just started sharing our family adventures online, and over the past 3 years, it's grown into a full-time business.
Wow.
That's so great.
Taken off completely. You now have over 50,000 followers on Instagram.
Yes.
Is that wild to think about?
It is. It's crazy because when we first started it, I thought how crazy would it be to have 5,000 or, and here we are.
Incredible.
Okay, let's roll some of the videos so people can see some of the places you've been. Let's talk about these pics. Where's that, for example?
So this one right here is in Sedona.
Okay.
This was actually just like a month ago. This is also in Sedona.
Mm-hmm. So you give people ideas like where to go hiking?
Flagstaff, yes.
Okay.
Kid-friendly hikes. We're definitely known for kid-friendly hikes.
Kid-friendly. Okay. Up there around more Red Rock country.
Yeah, we love Sedona.
Tell us about your family.
So my husband Tyler, and then we have 4 kids. Our oldest is 14, that's our daughter. And then we have 2 boys, Lincoln is 7, Kyland is 2, and we're expecting our 3rd boy in July.
That's so exciting.
It's so exciting, yeah.
Why do you think it's connecting with people as much as it is? And I'm sure you're able to interact with people, and they always say you post and then you got to make sure you stay up with the comments, that kind of thing. Do you hear more from people who aren't in Arizona but want to come here someday, or more people who have already moved here?
Definitely more so people who already moved here and live here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my community is like probably 98% Phoenix area.
Huh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
people who have, a lot of people also who have just lived here their whole lives and love Arizona, and we find new places all the time. There's always new businesses opening, and I think that the key to social media and building such a close community is just kind of being open, vulnerable, like real. There's a lot of AI accounts out there with pretty pictures, but I think that human aspect and knowing actually what to expect if you go to these places with kids, like that's really the value that I'm trying to provide.
Super transparent of what that travel is like with kids, and
yes,
do they have food options, and is it safe for this? And I think that's great.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So you put a post out there, then you take a look later on, maybe you go back and look at your views. Have there been 2 or 3 or 4 that people have really gravitated to?
No.
They're all the same,
huh?
huh?
A little bit different. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't really gain a lot off of a couple of viral videos.
Yeah.
Mine has been very, very just gradual as the past 3 years have gone on. So there hasn't been a few that really like took off and went wild. It's just been gradual.
It's so amazing that this has been able to turn into a full-time business. And I'm just curious because, I try to stay on top of my social medias too, but there are some days where I'm like, oh, I forgot to record this, or so do you ever feel that of either forgetting to record or wanting to put the phone down, or are you just so excited to share with people that, I don't know, maybe it's not?
I definitely forget. Yeah. I'll do like a vlog and then forget that I was vlogging. I'm like, well, I have the morning. I forgot that I was even vlogging today. So yeah, I definitely forget. It comes with a lot of balance. I mean, I think people see the polished like Instagram post, not really realizing that came from that was created in the middle of chaos with 3 kids.
Right. Well, how do you get the cooperation from both your kids and your hubby?
Yeah, you don't all the time.
That's real.
Yeah, that's real. Okay. Now, I thought it was really interesting. You posted something just this morning of what happened to you yesterday at Costco. And I thought maybe you could walk us through it a little bit, because you talk about getting real. You're back in the car right afterwards. You're like, you won't believe what happened to me.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it.
I had no idea this was going to happen. This is my 4th baby. I went in for my glucose test, which is normal. 28 weeks glucose test. Me and my 2-year-old are just out for the day. We love Costco. And so we stop at Costco. I'm like, I need, I think baby wipes and paper towels, and we'll just kind of see what else we can find. And I just wanted to vlog our little Costco trip, not knowing that I got so sick actually when I was like going to check out, and I was dizzy, I was drenched in sweat, and I was like, I thought I was gonna have to call 911. It was crazy. And I just ate though. I ate some food. I ended up feeling better. I've never had that reaction to a baby glucose test before. So yeah. So
did you have to fast before the test?
No, I didn't, but I didn't eat enough.
Okay, yeah, for sure, right?
And then I was like, I mean, I could definitely just stop vlogging altogether or just share the experience. And so there you have it. I just recorded when I got back to the car, and I'm like, well, that didn't go as planned, but that's just how it happens some days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it was just kind of fun watching you start inside Costco, it seems like, it's a normal day. You're going to show everybody a few treats out there, and the next thing you know, you're like, I'm okay, And I mean, I'm watching it thinking, I hope everything works out. So
yes, I'm okay. I'm
good.
Yeah.
You've covered so much already with this account. How do you pick new places to travel to, or do people reach out to you, or do you just find them? What does that look like?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, as much as we've traveled, there are so many places that are still I'm like, that's on the top of my list, and I'm not lying when I say that. There are endless adventures just in Arizona and in the Southwest, really. We go to California, New Mexico, Utah. There's just so many places to see and do, and endless adventures. So I think that I could do it every day for so many years and still not even touch on how many places there are to see.
Right. I know there's so many places. I'm gonna need to give you a follow because, like I said, I just moved here, so there's a lot I want to check out.
Yeah,
here.
There's so many beautiful places.
Do you already know the next one you're going to go do?
Yeah, well, actually, we are working with a tourism board in Wyoming.
Wow.
In the beginning of June. Yeah, so we're home for May. We have 2 birthdays. School is ending. It's crazy. But my next. It's actually a collab with a tourism board in southern Wyoming, so it'll be very fun. It'll be a nice family trip itinerary for everyone.
Yeah, a little escape from the heat.
Yeah, Is that going to be southeastern or southwestern? Southeastern would be around Cheyenne, which is super cool. I love that area.
Okay, we're going to Rawlins.
Okay, it's kind of along that highway from there as you go in towards Salt Lake.
I'm not familiar with the area, so
okay.
I'm excited to check it out. It should be a good family trip. There's a lot of fun stuff on the itinerary, and like you said, really great to escape the heat. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell everybody how to find you on the gram.
AZ Family Guide.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We love success stories, don't we?
We do, and especially some